Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Instagram at Unique Yet Connected.
You are listening to episode 79 of Unique Yet Connected podcast. The theme for this episode is The Mother Who Stayed in the Grave. She lay still on the couch, blanketed, silent, not tired, not ill, just not ready to return. The others stood, awake, watching, waiting for warmth, but it had already begun. Not the session, the soul movement.
Welcome to Unique Yet Connected, the podcast where we explore the hidden patterns that shape our lives. I am Kinga, facilitator and guide through the field, where unseen truth rises to the surface. Together, we bring you real stories from the field. Here, we use the field to describe the invisible knowing that arises in a constellation, where the wisdom that speaks is, when the system reveals itself.
I'm Nolitha Idolokazi, the explorer of the unseen, the unheard, and the untold, the space holder, seeker, and sacred witness in the work of systemic family constellations. And Nick is on the other side of the virtual. Hi, Nick. Thank you for joining our movement of translating this wisdom of systemic family constellations into a practical language that all of us can easily understand and, most importantly, implement in our daily lives. Today's story is titled The Mother Who Stayed in the Grave. What looked like one woman lying on a couch was actually a legacy of women touched by grief so deeply that they never fully came back to life.
It's a story of grief, of stillbirths, of inherited numbness, and of what happens when the dead are finally acknowledged.
We didn't begin the way we usually do. There was one participant. She immediately lay down, wrapped herself in a blanket, eyes open, but lying still. The others stood, quiet, watching. They said they wanted sunlight to warm up, but their attention stayed on her.
And that is when I entered and I said, the soul movement has already begun, because it had. We weren't working with rules or rational understanding. We were in the field, and the field was showing us what needed to be healed. This was a movement of collective memory, stillbirths across generations, mothers who gave up when their babies passed, choosing to emotionally, even spiritually, die.
It was just sadness. It was absence. It was the belief that no one misses me, so I might as well not come back. This belief became the perpetrator, passed down as silence, as a disconnection, as sabotage.
The father stayed, but he shut down, didn't cry, carried guilt, believing the baby's death was his fault.
You are still listening to episode 79. The theme for this episode is The Mother Who Stayed in the Grave. Remember, when you comment, ask questions, like and share our content and links, you help us grow and change lives together. Like us on Facebook and on Instagram. The children wore the guilt. One child was entangled in the pain. The other was trying to escape it. And we saw it wasn't just theirs. It was a legacy, one they didn't choose, but inherited.
The mother lying still finally stood. She acknowledged her judgment towards the father and placed it on the baby's symbolic grave.
Then the father joined her. They grieved together and they felt for the first time they came back to life. The living children were seen and one was finally released from the weight.
This story is about what we carry. How numbness looks like strength, but it is often survival.
Ask yourself, dear listener, what have you mistaken as yours to carry? Sometimes healing begins when you give back what was never yours. If this episode moved you, share it and subscribe to help us impact more families, individuals, organizations, and communities.
Thank you for your contribution in helping us to be chosen into the top 10 South Africa Family Podcast by Feedspot. Join our monthly virtual connection circle every first Tuesday evening of the month. To receive your link, subscribe on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or check for updates on our socials at uniqueyetconnected.
In the next episode, we will still share with you how the field reveals the roots, the repetition, and the release.
And along the way, we will guide you in understanding how this work can support your own healing. Because the field doesn't just know my story, it knows yours too.
So take a deep breath, open your heart, and join us as we share with you what the field knows.
Because sometimes what you're searching for isn't outside of you. It is waiting quietly in the field for you to remember. If you feel like you are experiencing limiting patterns or relationship issues and would like to have an individual session, book a family constellation session with us on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or on socials, Facebook or Instagram. Our handle on both platforms is @uniqueyetconnected.
And a big thank you to you for listening to our episode and to Nick Mons from That Guy Productions for making us sound fabulous and on point. Episode 80 is in 2 weeks' time from now. Tune in on the 21st of September 2025 from 10 a.m. South African Standard Time. For links and updates, stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Unique Yet Connected. Unique spelled YOUNIQUE. Stay unique, stay connected, and remember you are one of a kind, and we can only create a really meaningful podcast together. Siyabulela khoso na umpaya danki.
Thank you. Siyabulela kusanam.